Hi guys, Eric Pathy here at PickDawgz.com for your overnight report. What do you do when an underdog comes back from a huge deficit like the Washington Nationals did, winning 8-7, and you get them as a nice, delicious plus price the following day? With an absence of information, I always say this, with an absence of information, if you're not a member, you didn't go to PickDawgz.com, you didn't click on the Dime Club link to join, what do you do in this scenario? You just auto bet the dog, Williams against Canning, plus 50 cents, which is your overnight number. So we got the complimentary selection out of the way, plus 50 cents. And again, like I said, for a lot of people, I talk to a lot of people that inquire about the various different products that I offer, the major betting syndicates. And I do recommend tuning in each Thursday at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time to the Tales from the Ticket, or going back and clicking on the podcast link to listen to the archive shows here online, just like the way I used to archive them on the radio. There's still too much hyper-focus with a lot of the questions that I get asked are all short-term questions. They're all micro questions instead of macro questions. They're all zooming in questions instead of zooming out questions. And I got to tell you, I'm going to be like a broken drum. If you care about today, Monday, the day that you're watching this video, and you only care about today, you've lost before you started. It sounds crazy, but it really is the difference between being a long-term financial investor or a short-term day trader. How you trade is the difference whether you can be profitable long-term versus short-term. I know a lot of successful day traders, but a lot of those successful day traders day trade like they're long-term investing. And that's what you're doing when you're working with a 3 or 4 hour event in sports wagering. Also being fully diversified and not worrying about what shape the ball is, not worrying about whether it's tennis, whether it's golf, whether it's international soccer, whether it's hockey, whether it's baseball, whether it's basketball. Also not worrying about how many games you average per day. This is one of the biggest questions that I get asked on a daily basis. How many games do you average a day? As if it even matters in the equation. So if you haven't been listening to our new podcast that we launched, which is basically our radio here at PickDawgz, I recommend listening in. Take the Washington Nationals plus the 50 cents as your complimentary selection. And as always, good day and good luck.